us. um, uh, all right, let me grab the Q and Q. So, guys, a quick reminder, if you are looking to be on a show or looking to host a show, reach out to Emoji J. He is my admin. He was the one that was just in the box. He will be in the comments. He can help you get on a show and tell you how to get yourself going and help you out like he has me for the last couple years. Damn. Jay, it's been officially, I think it's been 2 years. I think my 2 years is next week, y'all. I don't even know. Jay, can you look and see when my first show was? I know the first one was January, but I think that since featured, I think next week marks 2 years. Yeah? Oh, thank you. Guys, 2 years! Woo! That's one of the longest commitments I made in my life, aside from being a mama. My animals and my plants. Y'all should be proud. I've committed to y'all for 2 years. My eyes are watering like crazy, which is not a bad thing. It's going to be warmer. It's springtime, which just means my allergies are kicking in. So if you guys see me wiping my eyes a lot today, that's just what's going on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lessons Learned. I am Silly Lily. And we are going to I do weekly Q and Q. So I end the show with a quote and question, and then we begin the next week with the same quote and question. However, last week I didn't do one, so y'all are seeing this one for the first time. Or Friday, yay. It's like you start the last day of the work week for a good chunk of America right here, right now. Let's go, guys. Coffee, extra cream and sugar. So my quote, you guys, is, I love living. I have some problems with my life, but living is the best thing they've come up with so far. What is the best thing about your life right now? What is the best thing about your life right now? I picked it, sent it, didn't really think much about it. I usually have a whole week to think about this. I'm gonna say right now that my family's still together. You know, grandma's still doing good. Stable, successful. Yes. I got that for sure. I feel that one. What was that? They're the animal noises that come on outside. You guys, there's a bird on my chair. Don't you dare poop on my chair. If it wasn't the featured show, I'd take you over the window. There's a bird sitting on my rocking chair. I'm going to have to get some bird feeder. Oh, you're not making a nest up there. Y'all, no, go. it's trying to get in my apartment. Y'all, that's not even cool. Have y'all ever heard of a sterling? They're mean. They're so mean. Oh, here's a quick lesson. We're going to do goofy lessons and just maybe I'll get into a couple of the self-care, self-love lessons like I always like to talk about. But did you guys know that bluebirds are like so mean? Like, I love them. I love bluebirds. But they're one of the biggest bird jerks out there. If any other bird has a nest and the bluebird's like, that nest looks great, they will kick their eggs out, put their eggs in it, and let you raise their birds. Like, they don't even raise their own kids. They just drop them off. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Sometimes I question a lot of it. No, I love bluebirds. I love birds, period. But I like I like the little guys. Little titmouse is one of my favorites. They're like a fat little fluffy bird. And I don't know if they're all supposed to be little fat overweight birds, but around me they are because all the bird feeders. They can barely fly off. They're just they're so cute. And then hummingbirds. I love hummingbirds. All right. So we have one guest today, guys, and I'm kind of filling time right now. And I think my lessons for you guys is going to be kind of about recent events, right? Like we cannot control what goes on around us, right? I can't control that my grandmother fell and had to get a hip replacement. I can't control that my 13-year-old daughter's being a 13-year-old. Lord help us all. With my attitude, I am in so much trouble, okay? This child, thank God she at least does good in school. Because let me tell you, so, whoo, the mouth on that one. God. And girls, teenage girls, why are they so mean? Why are teenage girls so damn mean? Ugh. Ew. That's all I'm going to say. Teenage girls are the worst. They're just awful. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them are just mean. Okay, anyways, back on track, back on the topic. So, one thing that I used to do that pretty much controlled my life for a really long time was if you had a problem with me or if you didn't like me, I was going to be determined to make you like me. I would go out of my way, I would bend over backwards, only to realize in the end, and here's the kicker for those of you out there people pleasing right now, come here. Ask your question. Set aside the charming appearance, okay, and set aside the popularity, whatever. And ask yourself, do I even really like this person? Because if you have to chase them for their attention, they're not worth it. Period. It either is or it isn't. A phone call, a text message only takes a couple seconds. Busy day at work, call you later. You know, you grab your phone, you text so-and-so, you say into the phone, just like I did, and then you send it. If somebody doesn't have time to send you a text message, that's an answer. No response is a response, you guys. Okay, all kinds of mini lessons inside my big lessons. So anyways, not able to control things. I can't control anything outside of my actions, right? That's hard to accept because especially when it's with somebody you love, right? You're watching them and this isn't in my situation or anything, but you know, if as a family member is my, you know, actually I have in the past, you know, a heavy drinker, or they got themselves on certain substances that they can't get off of. You want to control that situation. You want to make them stop. You want to save them. You want to do everything in your power to make them better so they can be successful, so that they can worsen that you see in them. You know, we can't control that. That is not in our power. The only thing we can do is be there in a positive way, right? But my point in sharing this is if you can't change it, you've got to learn and you've got to find a way to let it go. Yes, it's going to live with you. Yes, certain things might still haunt you, for the lack of a word, moment. But you've really got to continue to live your life. You can't put your life on hold for somebody else. You can't allow somebody else's actions to hop in, interfere, and ruin, you know, your day, your week, your month. I know obviously certain situations that happen that, yeah, you can't not have some negative effects from somebody else, but we cannot allow, oh my Lanta, we cannot allow ourselves to be controlled by other people's actions, right? We cannot control what they do. We cannot control their next move, but we can, we can control how we react. We can control what we're willing to help them with, like, am I going to give them money next time that they ask for it? Probably not, because that's would be enabling, in this type of a situation, right? But I think an important lesson for all of us, especially me as of lately, is I can't control what other people do. And I have made it a point every day to try to wake up, and when my feet hit the ground, I've been trying to say 3 positive things. And before I go to sleep, I try to say 3 positive things, 3 things I'm grateful for. And even if I had the worst effing day that I've ever had, there's still 3 things that weren't bad. Do you feel me? Like, 1, we're still here, Grandma, she fell. She broke her hip, but she's still here. She's got the replacement. She's on the healing mend. It was a bad thing. It's still a hard thing, but she's healing, right? I chose to remain positive. I am on the daily choosing happiness. That is something I've not done for a really, really long time. I haven't chosen happiness. I've chosen to be upset because you're upset. I've chosen to, hibernate, I guess. I've chosen to isolate myself. I've chosen to do a lot of things that are not necessarily mentally healthy, right? But over the last few weeks, I even went out last week, for those of you that really know me, I go to work and I come home and I stream. I'll go to my family's house. I go hiking. I take the kids places, but I don't do adult things like on my own, like for myself. Part of it's guilt, which is holding on and not letting go to things, right? Like, I'm just saying, but I'm 42, about to be 43 years old. My youngest is 13. I'm allowed to go out. It's okay. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you're like a mom, especially as a single mom, it's okay to take a night or 2 a month and go out and do things that you did in your 20s, right? Go have a couple cocktails with the ladies and dance your night away. Now, I'm not saying go do that every single day, right? Like, not, I'm not saying let the drinking control you like it probably did in your 20s if you guys were anything like me. Oh, my 20s. Yeah, welcome, you guys. Welcome to Lessons Learned. I am Silly Lily, and thank you. Batman, thank you. Anyway, sorry. I am Silly Lily. This is Lessons Learned, and we meet here every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are about to get into our self-care, self-love segment before we introduce our guest. Sarah is on, and I am actually really excited to hear her story. Excuse me. She popped in the box yesterday, and we were talking for a few minutes. She had a couple questions. Thank you. And so yeah, she gave me like a little overview of her story, and I think it's gonna hit a little harder than I want it to today, just because I'm emotional. Just because it's been a long week, but thank you. I am very excited to hear her story and get going on that. But if you guys are new here, please make sure you get my top 3 gifters up there. They are great peoples. If you are new, this is a featured show. again, called Lessons Learned. A couple of rules that we have, and something I want to try to start saying a little more often. So for my new people, that's why we're doing this. So when we have our featured shows, we are not to necessarily interact one-on-one with guests. Now, if it's something that's flowing with the conversation, or if I'm just doing a little segment like this, I can interact, okay? We're not allowed to acknowledge gifts. I still do, but we're not supposed to. Like if let's say Yolanda, like let's say you sent me a will and I hit an ice dragon, like I'm supposed to just sit here and keep talking and pretend like it didn't happen. Like I can't do that, folks. I can barely not say thank you to the roses. Right? So like but oh god. Of going out, I just went out and had a couple of bonus. See, I cannot not. Thank you. How do you not think that? You know, God, like, get your life together. You can't see me, right? Isn't that what John Cena does? Or he does this. This is what he does. Who does this? That's Beyonce. Put a ring on it, or yeah, whatever. Jesus Christ. Lack of sleep. I'm blaming lack of sleep. So if you're just tuning in, you're watching Lessons Learned, and you are stuck with me blabbing for about, I don't know, maybe 10 more minutes before we have our guests in the box. And so Yolanda, just reach out to Emoji J, the one that just yelled at me, because apparently right there, Cap Girls emoji, because apparently I said a bad word, didn't even realize it. So I'm sorry, meet me. It's just really hard because I'm really smart, and they say that really smart people swear a lot. So that's what I'm going with. I'm just really, really smart. I need to apologize better. Not Batman, we'll talk later. Anyways. Okay. So if you guys missed my lesson, it was kind of more so about a brief run through of like many things, but I more or less wanted to remind folks that we can't control everything around us. And we have to learn to let go of the things we can't control, and that happiness is a choice. And I know that I keep saying that, and I know that for those of you who know me, you're probably sick of hearing me say that happiness is a choice. But either you get it or you don't. And once you get it, you are going to continue to scream it at the top of your lungs because you know that it's true. You know that it works, and you know that it's hard. But if you say it enough, you keep repeating it, someone at some point might eventually be like, she said choose happiness. Why am I sitting here moping over some ding-a-ling, right, that can't call me back when I could probably have, someone treating me like a queen over here? I just can't find my king because I'm stuck on the ding-a-ling. And then I wonder why I can't be happy, right? I'm choosing to lower my standards for the ding-a-ling, and I'm choosing to not get what I want, and then I'm settling. I settled for the ding-a-ling, and I done passed up on my king. I'm really surprised that rhymed. I did not do that on purpose, but that was kind of funny. I had to keep a straight face, but y'all, I laughed inside really hard. And I can't hold it in anymore. I passed up on my king for the ding-a-ling. Like, seriously, Lily? I'm fucking crying from laughing on that one. I don't have any tissues. There's like... Look, if I got a couple people laughing right now, I'm focused. We are good. I'm not selling for no more ding-a-ling-a-lings. I'll find me a king who can hike. Dating applications are being accepted. You submit them to Stabby, Boopty, and or Cool Dude. And they will let you know if you make it to the next step. If you cannot hike at least 10 miles in one day, I'll tell you right now, don't submit. It is a hard pass. Other than that, I don't think I'm being too picky. Like, I think that eliminates about 90% of people my age. Jeez Louise. I love hiking and backpacking and camping and everything about this simple life. Like, yes, I love to come back here to my technology and lights and running water that doesn't have fish poop in it. You know what I mean? I do truly, 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 truly love the conveniences of, I'll call it the suburban life, right? But also, I love the simplicity of the back in the day life. You know, sitting around the fire, you're forced to talk to the people that you're with. You know what I mean? You're forced to do projects together. You get the fire going, you're fishing. I love everything about it. I love everything about it. Um, the quiet, the listening to the birds and the bugs chirping in the morning, and the frogs and toads croaking their happy little butts off, you know? I just I love it. I don't love that where I want to hike into camp, that there's bears and stuff. I don't love that. I don't love that at all. But I will be getting my butt out there and doing another backpacking trip. There's a few things I gotta buy. I'm gonna try to find some stuff used. Yeah, I love just being outside. So now, guys, this is the part of the show. Well, I don't have to be so serious about me now and my life lessons, and I can give you some self-care questions and self-care tips. My first, excuse me. Mailman's down there. Cut him some slack. All right. First question. What have you done for yourself today? Guys, what have you done for yourself today? We're a couple minutes away from having Sarah request the box, and then about 9 minutes away from having her get in the box. Only during the show, right, Lions? Like, he barely barks any other time except during my show anymore. Woke up, got up, job done. You said coffee. Hi, guys. Welcome to Lessons Learned. I am Silly Lily. We meet here every Friday from 10 to 11 during featured show. I can't one-on-one. So if you'd like to chit chat, please smash that star up top and come back and see me after the show, and we can interact for sure. Okay. I know. Trust me. Trust me. Oh. What is one positive thing? No, in your life? Fixed my hair. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And it looks amazing too. Why is your finger itchy? You fixed your hair too? Oh. One thing I'm positive for today is that Grandma's on the healing process, and she's sitting up in a chair right now. Go, Grandma. Go, Grandma. It's not a birthday, but go, Grandma. Okay, sorry. Yes, that's the dumb stuff that I do in front of her to make her laugh at me. And I will go to the hospital. I do that in a little bit. I'll be like, go, Grandma, you know, and she'll be like, oh my God, Lily, enough. And she'll roll her eyes, and then she'll do her half a grin, like, ugh, what am I going to do with you? She loves me. She might have been really mad at me the other night, but she chose to not be and said, I know it's not your fault. You had to help them do it. And I said, I know. But it was still hard because you were screaming really loud. Oh, always get so nervous hitting that button, then I'm going to end the whole live and be so mad at myself. Sorry, guys. Okay. My eyes watered up when I said that about Grandma. Okay, stop crying. We're not crying anymore. It's almost Sarah's turn. When was the last time you gave back? When was the last time you gave back? It's been a while for me, if I'm being honest. Like, I've got a ton of stuff here to go donate to, like, a church or something, but I haven't actually taken it. Maybe that's part of why I kind of feel so icky, too, because, God, I hate when I catch myself. All right, this week we're for sure going to be doing some donations, and yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but when I do things for other people, it makes me feel better. So, like, I guess I'm kind of selfish in that I want to do things for you because it makes me feel better, not because I expect things back, but because it makes me feel better. Hello. Does that make sense? Does that sound like I'm going to use you so that I feel better, but it's going to benefit us both and I don't expect anything back? But, like, just know that that's why I'm doing it. I don't know. Maybe I'm selfish. I don't know. But it benefits two people. So, you know. My eyes will not stop watering, and it's not even crying at this point. But all my makeup that was on my face, thank God I didn't put anything on most of my face. I'd have done rubbed it all off. Good morning, everybody. Again, welcome to Lessons Learned. We meet here every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about lessons life has taught us. We are minutes away from our guest, Sarah. But I'm going to give y'all a couple of tips first, okay? Thank you for the favorites. Thank you for the gifts, guys. I do appreciate them. Please know that I'm not ignoring you during the featured show. We're not supposed to interact one-on-one with the gifts and all the comments all the time. So please understand, as a featured show host, we all appreciate every gift and every favorite. So, and more importantly, I appreciate your time because you can't get that back. You can't buy more of it. Tip number 1, drink your water. I need to drink more water. I've been slacking. Coffee and water, sir. You see the size of my water? Let me see the size of yours. Come on. Let me see the size of your water. No, it doesn't count. You suck. It's better than sodas, but not really, because the artificial sweetener in a lot of them is actually really bad for us. So for those of you that are like, I'm drinking Diet Coke and doing myself a favor, nah, because them sweeteners and that Diet Coke, from what I understand and what was explained to me, is that the sweeteners trick your brain into thinking you're constantly hungry. So sure, you're saving calories on soda, but did you know that you're eating about twice as much because you can't feel full? Drink your water. Anyways. Drink your water. Diet soda inflammation. I didn't know that. See, you learned something new. Thank you for the favorites, guys. Thank you for the favorites. All right, Sarah, I'm going to have you request the box. I will, and it's going to be about 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm going to have you come in, okay? Okay. What is one thing on y'all's to-do list that you could do today, but you've been putting off, but now you're going to do it today? What goal are you going to smash today? Laundry. Let's go, Stabby. You want to do mine too? Ooh, repair the ATV. Take me out for a ride. Let's go. Working out. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not today, hey? Food shop. Yay. Ugh, court things are the worst. Let's go, Kevin. Laundry and ironing. Ew. Look, y'all still iron? Like, I only iron if I really, like, I got something that's, like, super wrinkly that, like, I haven't worn in a while and it was folded up funny in the bottom of a drawer and got crinkled, or I ain't iron. I think in the last year I brought my iron out once. Because normally, all right, trick, y'all. Take a wet washcloth, like a damp washcloth. You don't even got to soak it the whole way. And you put it in the dryer with the pants for 10 minutes. And you don't have wrinkly pants anymore. Or I like really, really steamy showers. So sometimes I'll take them and put them on the hanger in the shower when I go in the shower. Yeah, I haven't ironed in forever. Yeah, no, I generally, up until I moved here, I would just put them back in the dryer. Now I just make sure I hang the crap up, or it's at least folded or draped over the side of my bed, which is where it ends up most of the time until I wear it. I'm so lazy in that department. But I'm like, it's clean. Who cares? I don't care if it's on my floor in baskets. I don't, it's clean. It's not dirty. It's clean. It just should be hung up and in drawers. I think we lost Sarah. Okay, no, you're good. I like to see you flashing down there. I still got it. Good. I just generally like to see the flashy light. It gives me a little reassurance. Ooh. What is something you guys have wanted to learn but you haven't? You know, like a new hobby or a new language, or, you know, knitting. Like I've recently tried the epoxy. I want to get into bigger epoxy jobs. That's my goal. Ouch. How to be a streamer. I do your taxes. I still have to get my taxes done. Ugh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, what? I'm not supposed to acknowledge the gifts during my featured show, you guys. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Last one before I let Sarah in. Thank you. Enjoy the quiet and enjoy some stillness. Find yourself a quiet place outdoors and just relax. Listen to the nothingness. Well, really, you can listen to, like, you know, like I like to go by the water. Just listen to the water, the level up. I know. I hope someone got screenshots of that for me so I can put it on my. Oh, that's right. Yeah, but do you have the gifts recording? Because you generally turn that stuff off. Thank you for the faves. Yay! Thank you for the favors. Thank you for the gifts. All right, guys, let's meet Sarah. Let's get her in this box and let's hear her life lesson. Sarah, I'm going to hit the accept button in 5, 4, 3, 2, action. don't know why I did that. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, girl?
I'm doing all right. So I hope I gave you at least a decent. I'm like poor Sarah. She wanted to hang out second to hear how this is gonna go.
Good. I was actually listening to your whole conversation. I related to so much of it. Actually, it's kind of like crazy how much we kind of have in similarity.
Right? It does. It is. Oh God, hold on. I gotta turn this off before I get. You can keep talking. I'm not ignoring you.
Okay. So my lesson today, guys, is basically things. It's going to be about basically addiction, sobriety, recovery, trauma within myself. You know, things that resentment I've held within myself, but also trauma with relationships, all that sort of thing. But yeah, basically life experiences that I've been through that I'm hoping that y'all can somewhat relate to me on. I'm hoping I can be there for people and people can relate to me and trust me enough to come to me if they ever need anything. But yeah, life experiences that made me who I am today, the strong, humble, individual, successful person that I am today. So
give us a brief, I guess, of where you were and what was the moment that you realized, I guess, from that, like, you were like, I'm going to call it choosing happiness. At what point did you decide to start choosing yourself happiness?
I got you. Basically about 2 years ago, I was living in Pennsylvania. I was in a really abusive, toxic relationship. Some people in here, like Chucky and some others may or may not remember. Yeah, but basically I left this abusive relationship, just moved out here on a whim, got engaged to my fiance. Like, he moved me out here basically and didn't even know me, but like just understood what I was going through, I guess. And he wanted me to have a better life, even though it's kind of like, okay, what are we doing? So I flew out here 2 days later after leaving him, and basically we moved in together and haven't been happier. So a lot of the things that was coming with me to Nevada, unfortunately, was that my past relationship, in that abusive relationship, we were both pretty much the same abuser. So it wasn't, I can't just blame him, but we were drinking excessively every night to the point where we started getting physical, mentally abusive, mentally, physically, and emotionally abusive. And coming out of that relationship, finally, I moved out here, but I took a lot of those abusive, drinking, old behavior traits that I now leave behind with me into my current relationship. So honestly, I moved out here and was drinking nonstop every night almost. I was drinking and also using substances, and pretty much I got myself caught up in an altercation between me and another individual that night and my fiance. And long story short, I went to jail and blew a .80, so I was like 10 times the legal limit. And yeah, the thing is, like, I remember everything, and people are like, you don't act like, you seem like that you're that intoxicated, but at that point you're seeing red and you're not really considering how drunk you are, and you don't feel that drunk. But anyways, so long story short, went to jail and I got put into co-occurring court. So it was just a drug court for co-occurring disorder. So co-occurring disorder, for those that don't know, is basically mental health court plus a substance using into one, kind of. I don't really know how else to explain it. But yeah, so I got put into that, but I was still using substances for the next month. So I got put back into jail again for violating probation. First time in jail, I wasn't really concerned, like, I'm just going to go back out, continue to use whatever. But then reality kind of hit the second time in jail, because I was in there for about a month again. And the thing with that was I was put in jail for that time, but then I had no choice. Well, I had a choice to either go back to jail, serve my sentence for the full 2 years, or do what the courts are asking me to do, go to like a 30-day inpatient program, and then do like a halfway house program for 10 months almost. At that point, I didn't want to do it. At times we can't control what's in front of us in that situation. You kind of have to just, in the moment, I was really scared and I was crying, because it's just something like, wow, just moved out here. And for the next 6 months, I've been doing the same behaviors, but now I'm seeing where it's landing me, you know. But yeah, long story short, I took the deal, and pretty much it was a struggle, but as I started to become uncomfortable in situations that were out of my control, I was able to become comfortable long term about a year later. So it's been about 2 years out here. I was sober for over a year. I mean, I do smoke, you know, I don't know, so yeah, but you know what I mean. But that's the only thing. I'm a lot happier nowadays, more stable, more humble, more compassionate toward everybody. And it really hurts me to look back 2 years ago because I left my family. Everybody that really truly cares about me, even during my addiction, to support me, to even want to be there for me, to just want me to get help, even though they knew I was against wanting their help, you know? But yeah, so today I'm more grateful, and I can't wait to go back home to see my family because I want to show them the new, improved, healthier version of myself today that I've always dreamed of seeing, you know. So yeah, basically jail was pretty much, drug court was when it really started to hit home for me, and when I knew like I had a problem and I was ready to get the help and actually change for the better.
Isn't it crazy how in the moment you think that the most awful thing that could ever happen to you that's ruined your life is actually what ends up saving your life?
Yes, for sure. And like we learned so much in that halfway house, almost that program, because it was not just living in this halfway house, but it was also recovery based. We were always doing meetings, always had classes, you know, that sort of thing. And yeah, it was the greatest thing for me because I learned how to actually let resentment go. Was my next topic. We learned how to do resentment burns. And I kind of want everyone to know that doesn't know about it. It's something that for those who don't know is very helpful in the sense of releasing a lot of things built on your shoulders, you know, things that have been you've held in for so long that you don't realize how angry of a person you are due to this. You know, there's more underlying reasons because of why you're angry all the time. You know, there's other reasons for it and other secondary feelings. Like I don't really know how to explain it, but
For most people who don't thoroughly understand, you get into certain things and it kind of starts to control your life.
right.
It's not at some point it stops becoming a choice and it becomes a necessity for survival. And things make you do those types of things make you do things that you normally wouldn't do. You know what I mean? You So when you're able to put yourself first and learn to love yourself, which is what the program's about. People think that it's a cult. People think it's this. People think it's that. No, it's a program to teach you to properly communicate with yourself, with others, so that you can enjoy life. And um, God, I hated a lot of it too. That whole making amends part. What do you want me to tell people I'm wrong? Are you kidding me?
Right. I started doing some of the step work, you know, and I never really got past step one, but it's something I always have with me. So if and when I'm ready to actually start doing it again, you know, it's something that's very beneficial. I already see it within the first step, you know.
Well, I wasn't able to fully get myself on board until I completed it. I kept going back, and
Right.
I finally worked that all of it. Not willingly either. Not willingly per se. When I finally just accepted it and did it, um, with some bumps in the road, of course, you know, few excuses, but yeah, that was probably the hardest part for me was those steps.
Yeah, I think another hard part for me was basically like you were saying earlier is being a people pleaser for the longest time until like 2 years ago. It literally took me from my teenage years to finally be able to overcome this. But setting boundaries, guys, is very important. You got to like just have those boundaries. You know, it's just something that's, you know, going to be good for you long term because you're going to let people walk all over you in the other sense, you know. Once you start working on, you know, trying to set boundaries and actually keeping up with it, it's something that becomes easier to kind of put in, you know, put into perspective, you know, in situations where you wouldn't feel comfortable with having boundaries, you know. but that's it literally took me that long. And once I was in, the transitional living, it's when I started to learn how to actually successfully do that every day, without even trying anymore. It's just something like, you ask me if you want to hang out and you're, into other substances and stuff. And I'm like, no, like there used to be thought on it, even other choices, like say I'm hanging out with a friend and he or she wants to go do something, but I don't feel comfortable with it. I used to go with it. And nowadays I'm like, no, because what's that going to do for my mental health? Today I know what inner peace and happiness truly feels like. It takes a lot of work and a long time. It's not an overnight thing in order to actually feel that type of peace. But I'm telling you guys, once you feel that, you ain't going to ever want to go back. And it's just up from there. So never give up in that sense. Just keep working at it. Fall 7, get up 8 times. You know what I mean? It's not an easy journey, but if you really want that happiness, you're going to work for it. And I'm telling you, it's definitely worth it.
I agree. It is. It is. It's and life isn't easy all the time. But I feel like we have to remember we're not going to face anything we can't handle. But choosing to do the right thing and choosing to put ourselves first it's important. I don't think enough people do it.
No. It's not really until you're put in a position to actually, like what I had the benefit, in a sense, to be able to go to this program, and yeah, it really helped me understand more, to realize more, and to not, but basically follow all your core values. That's what it really comes down to. If you're not showing integrity, you're lying, and you're not being honest, if you're not holding accountability, you're not taking, you're not taking, what's the word I'm looking for?
Accountability. You're not taking accountability for your actions.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, if you're not being honest with yourself, you're not being, like, you can't be honest,
Yeah, yeah. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Sarah, and we're kind of talking about recovery, and we this is Lessons Learned. We meet here every Friday, and my next question to you is, I guess if you're looking back, and you could tell your younger self anything, what would it be?
First
Yeah.
off, I give her a hug. I kind of looked on this a couple weeks ago. I give her a hug and I tell her, like, you can do it, because like for the longest time I was in my worst spot, and it felt like I was alone, but I had people around me. But in the same sense, like I was crawling and just feeling like I was in a dark place, but getting by each day and just feeling miserable.
I think that I would take Booyah. I asked him this question, and he kind of, I think, had the best answer. And he said that I would just tell myself to keep going. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be all right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't want to change my past, even though some of it really blows, because all of that is what's made me who I am today.
Right.
So I don't want to have the regrets. Like I thought I had regrets, but in that moment, that's what I wanted to do, and it is what it is, right or wrong.
Right.
Um, but my past has defined who I am, and I'm not ashamed of that.
I let myself go for a long time in the sense of not knowing who I was. Like growing up from the age of like 7 or 8 until I played piano for 13 years. Like my mom and my grandmother bought me this nice piano, and I played for a while. I still can play, but I don't have a keyboard or anything right now, which is fine. But at the same time, like I was going somewhere with it. I was really advanced with my playing and everything. I'm a very hands-on person, so that's why. But if I, it makes me sad that for that longest time, I let a lot of the things I really enjoyed go for just substance using, getting your next fix, blowing all your money. Like it's heartbreaking, man. Like,
It controls you until you're able to put it down.
yes, that's exactly right. And then there's always that struggle, of relapse. But if you actually go, you should actually, even if you're not an addict, it's just good to go to like meetings. especially like NA meetings. Like I don't really relate to them as much. I'm more of a substance user, but the AA meetings I've been to have been really more beneficial because everyone comes from a different. It's more based on a past experiences too. You know, it's not just drug use and all that sort of thing.
A lot of the NA is mostly people who are forced to be there.
Yeah.
The AA end of it, a good chunk of them have already been in sobriety for a long time and they found the happiness. And so when you guys are newer and you walk into them rooms for the first time and you hate all those happy people, make them your friends. That can be you. You can be that happy. Just remember that.
And
Happiness.
one of my toxic traits too was just seeking attention. Like I still do it still to this day, but I catch myself more so, you know, like going like I related to some people on this, like going to certain events, looking like I'm ready for the streets. Like, you know, it's heartbreaking because you really just want that attention from people that you dress however, you know. You do anything to get their attention. And that's one thing like I would do anything back in the day for anybody who's loving attention, whether it be using substances, being with whoever guy I could get with just because I wanted to feel that love and that caring for, you know. It's hard. It really is, man. I don't let anybody walk all over me today. I don't let anyone disturb my peace. I do what I need to do today for my success, my happiness, my stability. Like I just got my own little place. I'm like getting back on my feet. I've been working for 7 months. Like I haven't had a job in like 2 years. I knew that was gonna happen at some point. But yes, I'm just in a really good spot now. Like more level-headed, more stable, just doing really well. Like the best I could do. Chucky, leave me alone. I was doing really good because I'm really bad with it a lot of times. Just being honest, like I've been really good.
Trust me, I know how hard it is. Look, we're down to a minute, real quick. Tell these folks when you stream, what time we can find you, what happens in your streams, and if you have any other shows or events coming up.
I stream pretty much every day. Every day. What's that?
And I said, while you're talking, Jay, get your screenshot.
Oh. So I go live every day, you guys. I'm on the West Coast, so it's usually around 3, 4. I start streaming in the afternoon. But yeah, I pretty much stream every night. I usually work in the morning, so it's kind of hard to stream past 7 p.m. my time. But yeah, I'm usually on in afternoons. Weekends I'm off work, so I'll be on more so then. So
awesome. Well, thank you very much for getting on here, sharing your story. I don't mean to cut you off. I should have had you get in sooner.
You're fine. I mean, there's always another time. I might be able to guess some other time too if you're down for it. Can get a little more into it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, keep in touch with Jay. We'll get you back on soon.
I really appreciate it, guys. I know he can hear me because he's in here, but like I appreciate Chucky. Like not, I just appreciate everybody, but I mean like Chucky and Emoji J is really in the long run to get here. So much love to you guys. Much love to Lilly. Like I really appreciate everybody listening, and you know, hopefully I made an impact a little bit on your guys's, you know, your guys' lives here.
Favorite Sarah, go check her out. Go say hi.
Much love.
Being on the show, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, girl. Thank you, beautiful. Take care, guys. I'll see you later.
All right. So our quote is: "We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they were easy, but because they were hard. What is one thing you thought would be hard to do, but it was actually easy?" Oh, okay. That is our quote and question to start next week. I did already. Oh. It was not easy. I listened to you bitch and moan for fucking 2 years.